What's up guys, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are starting the wide body install on the Corvette. I am so pumped for this. I've been waiting so long for this. We got the clutch done, we got the radiator, all the cooling stuff done. Now it's just time to get the wide body in, so let's get after it. So this part I already did earlier, but I had to get the wheels and tires on so that I could drop it. The lift is kind of in the way right here. So what I did was dropped it so I could get to the two 7mm screws. There's one right here and one right here in this area. And here on the back side, we have another 7mm right there that just kind of holds the brake duct in. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the rear quarters. We'll do the driver's side and then we can move to the front fenders, then we can do the hood and all that. The back side over here has got these screws and they are T15s. So I got them ready to go right there. They run all along the top. Then we go down the inside of the door jamb. They're going to be right there. And then I believe we have 3 behind the gas door. Alright, all the T15 screws are removed. Then also, I did forget to mention earlier to get this one, that there is a 7mm right there as well. And then all the rest of these are 7mm. The brake duct right there. We got another one right there. There's one. We got 2, 3, and then where is, oh, right there, 4th. So after we get all those out, we should be able to remove the whole inner fender. Inner fender is out, nice and simple. I did lilo. There was 4 more 7mm screws that held the diffuser to the inner fender, and then you can pull it. And then right up in here, see if we can get some light on it. There's 10mm screws. There's one right back here. After you get those 10mm screws out, come to the back side. Remove the tail light, which isn't bad. It's just a T15 right there. Pull it out and then pull it by the tab right there, and then the tail light comes right out. So instead of trying to get my hand up under there, I just went ahead and popped the tail light out. I figured it'd be a lot easier. So right here, you can see right there and right there are 2 random 8mm that hold a little brace in there. You'll see once you get in there, there's a little brace in there, and then you'll be good to go. And I removed the 2 T15s right here holding the back bumper on just to get a little bit more movement. And then one last thing is there's a random body clip, if you can focus, that holds right there. There's a little bar in there that keeps the fender held on by this piece right here. Now we can remove it. Okay. Yay, it's off. That was easy. Well, that was actually much easier than I thought it was going to be to actually remove it. Yeah, once you get all this stuff out of the back here, it just pops right off. Just make sure not to pull it straight off because there is a lip at the top that goes underneath the halo right there. So you're going to want to kind of turn up and then pull it out. And I need to clean that up, damn. So that's actually much easier than I thought it was gonna be to actually get it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to the passenger side, get that taken care of, and then we can move to the front of the car. Both rear quarters are off, good to go. We're gonna go ahead and move to the front right now. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the front bumper because I know that there's a bolt holding the front fender on right there that we need to get to, or excuse me, like right here in this area. I already did the underneath, but I'll go ahead and take you guys through real quick. If you guys haven't seen the video, I already did remove these screws down here to be able to remove or to replace the radiator support. Got a new one in here. So there's actually 3 7mm screws holding in right there and there. And then come over to this side, we've got a 10 that will be right here. After you get those screws out, then just move ahead over to this inner fender right here, and then there's just a whole bunch of body clips holding that bad boy in, and then it just comes right out. No need to worry about the underneath screws because the brake duct will just come with it. You just pull it out as one piece. Then I've got the fog light, well that's the marker light. Got the fog light hanging over here and then the headlight over here. I'm just going to put the harness off to the side like this because I am going to be pulling the headlights as well. And then over here, you guys can see Yeah, right there. Kinda. Right here, and then right in here. I don't know if you guys can see back there. There's two 10mm that you're gonna wanna pull right there. After you get those 10s pulled, then move up here. There's 4 7s right there, there, and there. And then you'll pull those, and then it's just kinda got a clip right there that you'll just pop off. It's not really a clip, it's just kinda hanging over, hold it in place. Then we should be able to pull the bumper off. There is a little body clip under here that's just pulled. If you just pull up on that, it'll pull free. Well, that was easy. That was, as you guys could see, that was super easy. Comes right off. So yeah, do not be afraid of pulling the front bumper if you were at all. Super simple. Just got to make sure and get that lip up over this side right here, and you'll be good to go. So now to the front fenders. So what we've got right here is just a whole bunch of body clips holding this piece in right here. And then we got T15s, there's one right there, and then there's also going to be another one up under here in this area after you pop this off, that's holding the fender in right there, and then comes right across down here. And then here's that other 7mm that I was talking about earlier. And then once you get up in here, I'll try and show you guys, but there's another 7mm that's closer to the door jamb. That's the only screw that's holding this in on the inside. And then she should come right off. And bam, everything is off. Everything that we need to be is off right now. I will remove the headlights after I get the front bumper and the fenders kind of fitted. I just want to see how they will work. I just want to check the fitment, and then we will pull the headlights because I need to pop those off, get the new lenses in. But yeah, she is torn down. It's kind of crazy looking at it like this. I mean, you see pictures of it, but when it's your own car, it's kind of crazy. But here we are. The box with the wide body, and as you guys can see, it says top. Everyone can see that, right? Apparently it was opposite day at FedEx because this is how it arrived. Now, not putting everyone that works at FedEx on blast, but I am putting my local FedEx on blast because they do this stuff to me all the time. Granted, they did put it kind of tucked away, that's cool, but clearly there's arrows and it says top. Also, I have changed because it is the next day. After I got the rest of the car tore apart, I just wanted to go home and eat last night and then just never came back. So let's get this box open and see what we got. I didn't do like an unboxing video, but I just got into it. I really wanted to see all this stuff. I honestly haven't seen any of this yet. I just kind of popped the top. I was like, oh yeah, it all looks there. And it's just kind of sat there. So I've got rear quarters, both rear quarters, both front fenders, and then the inner fender tubs right here for the back. All OEM, everything's from GM. They got to deal with GM, focus a little bit. But yeah, everything's GM or AC Delco at least. I got the front inner fenders right here. And then the box is just full of goodies. Got the front brake ducting right there. So far, I've only been able to find one of the rear ducts. So I do believe that he said that that was on back order. So I'm gonna have to get a hold of them and see if they got it in yet. It might still be in here. Like I said, I haven't really dug around a whole lot. But yeah, I got the grill for the front, all the little inserts. Comes with all the little grills for the ducting on the fenders, or on the rear quarter, and then the front fender. And the bumper, which is right there. So I'm gonna finish getting all this out, take inventory of it, and then we can get to installing it. Now, after looking at the fenders, I am glad that I left the headlights in, because as you guys can see right there, there's a little nipple on top of the headlight. And I was looking right there, that tab, it does not have a hole yet for that piece, so it's gonna sit up real high on there. So what I'm gonna do is take this here drill bit that's about the same size, and all we need to do is go ahead and drill that out, and it should fit right in. Where's Chuck? Looking good to me. Now if this is our biggest issue for the night with the install, like that's not that bad at all. Let's see if she fits. We're just being mocked up. She actually fits really well. That'll line up. I just need to get that. The hole worked out really well. I might actually make it a little bit bigger so that we can kind of just move it a little bit if I need to, and then this will suck up tighter once it's actually all bolted to the front bumper and everything. But damn, God, that's so awesome. Oh, I love it. Fitment here is pretty good. Needs a little bit of tweaking, I think, but it looks great. Like, I'm actually really happy with it. And then let's see how the door does. Not bad. There's a little bit of a touch that we just need to adjust. I might, when I prep it, I think I'm just going to go along the back side and just kind of clean that lip off. There's a little lip in there, and I think it will be golden. And then this will obviously be tucked up more once it's actually screwed in and all that. But I'm actually really happy with this. Also, recommendation, if you guys are staying the same color, so I'm actually going to change the color on it. I do recommend taping the door. Just everything that you're going to be possibly brushing up against. I did a pretty good job of not running into it or anything, but just tape it to be careful, and if you're not changing out your lenses, definitely tape this off because there is potential for scratching the crap out of it. So that was a little bit of a fail. This piece right here needs to go. It keeps running into the radiator support. It just keeps pulling on it, and I wasn't able to get that lip right there up over this piece. So I'm just gonna go ahead, take my cutting wheel and then just cut that little piece out right there. Ah! Yay! Dang! She's got some hips now. Oh my gosh, the door's not shut all the way, so fitment is actually really good for it just being mocked up. I am really happy with this thing. She's finally got hips on her. And then right here, gap's not bad. This is all just mocked up. There's still gonna be the gasket right in here that I actually got a pillage from the stock fenders. I am very happy with this as well. The only issue we've got is right up here where the bumper meets. I've got some moving around I gotta do. I don't think it's gonna be that big of an issue. Plus, I don't have the bracket that ties them in together in there. I just kind of wanted to get them set on here and then just go from there. But look at that. She's finally coming together. I cannot believe it. It took some time and was trying to get the bumper and the front fender to line up with the stock bracket. Then I finally Googled what a Z06 one's supposed to look like, or Z06, ZR1, or Grand Sport, and I noticed that they don't have this bracket. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just cut this bracket off right here, and hopefully that should work. Okay, that's cut off now. Probably should have wore a glove, but whatever, sparks are warm. Go ahead and make sure that it fits, and then I'm gonna clean it up, and then I'll probably shoot it with some black paint just to make sure it doesn't rust or anything. Bam, that custom bracket actually worked really well. That's pretty lined up. There's a little bit right here that's gonna eat at me, but overall it's looking really good. And then I did take and pillage the old bracket off the bottom of the stock bumper and put it underneath. So the bracket that we made or customized will go up top, and then this one will go below, which can be found on the bottom side of this bumper. There's two body bolts or body fasteners that hold it into place right here. I just broke those free and then placed it under there. It's working out great. I just didn't want to have, even though they've got pretty good sized washers, I just didn't want to have it holding on to glass, because I don't know, with speed and all that. I didn't want to mess with the structural integrity at all, so I'm glad that that bracket ended up working out. As far as the rest of the kit goes, I'm really happy with it. The only complaint that I have is the front bumper. It is a giant pain to get on and off. I just wish it had a little bit more flexibility to it. That's literally my only complaint about it. It would have made getting these sides to line up a lot easier if there was a little bit more flex, and then also getting it on and on, or off and on over that lip. I don't know if you guys saw in the time lapse, but I pinched my finger in there, and I did it a few times off camera as well, because unfortunately to get to these bolts under here, you guys saw that you got to remove the bumper, and then I just had to kind of move the fenders around. But yeah, hood gap is awesome on both sides. Now I got it evened up. Wasn't that hard at all. I didn't have to move the hood or anything. I just kind of played with the fenders a little bit, and it came out great. So what I'm going to do is actually reuse the stock gaskets that are on the fenders. I'm going to use it off the front bumper, the rear quarters, all the stock gaskets I'm going to reuse. I'm going to peel those off and then get new 3M double-sided tape and then just put them on these ones and call that good for now. And then if you guys see, that is lifted up right there. All we have to do is get that little tab. I already bought them, but there's a little body tab that'll hold that in place. And that's kind of a normal thing for these cars. Like mine was starting to lift up anyway with the stock setup because that tab was starting to go, it was starting to stretch out, and it just won't hold. So yeah, other than that, I'm really happy with it. Everything opens up good. The door gaps are good. Let's see if we can, no touching at all. Really happy with that. There's a little spot up here that I am gonna clean up a little bit back here. As you guys can see, there's a little bit right there of a lip back there. I'm gonna clean up with some sandpaper. Just try and make sure that's all flush. I don't wanna be ripping the new color off or anything. The rear quarters fit awesome. They really didn't take any adjusting at all. Got the deck lid gap right here. The the hatch is actually popped right now too, so the gap's a little off, but really happy with that as well. So I did just realize that I never actually told you guys who I got the body kit from. I got it from JD Corvette. They're based out of California, so all of this is made in the US. Like the stickers say, it's actually made in the United States. And they do use the factory molds, which is awesome because it fit great. Other than like there's a few touch-up things, but with like any body work, you're gonna have to do some adjusting, all that. That's standard. So I wasn't upset about that at all. This isn't sponsored by them. I'm not getting anything for this, but their customer service was awesome. Tony is a badass. He kept me up to date with everything because they are made to order, so it did take about a month and a half for me to get this kit, but he made sure I was aware of everything that was going on. He got a hold of GM, got all of the vents, got everything that I need. Literally the only thing I'm going to need to swap out is the gaskets like I told you guys, the marker lights, and the fog lights. Everything else I've got ready to go. And then they also did this for me. Since I'm not going for a faux Z06 or anything, they filled in where the hole is, the factory hole for the Z06 emblem. Usually that goes right there, or badge, whatever you guys want to call it. It goes right there. I had them fill that in, which saved me because I thought I was going to have to end up filling it in. Not that big a deal, but I just thought it was cool that they just did that for me so I didn't have to. And then the only other thing that I have right here is there's like a little bit of a mark, like a little bit where the molding was. Not that big a deal. I'm just gonna hit it with some sandpaper, throw some icing on it, knock it back down, and throw some primer on it, call it good. There's just a few spots that I need to do that to. Not that big a deal. Like I said earlier, anything that has to do with bodywork stuff or fenders or any of that stuff, there's probably gonna be a little bit of adjusting that needs to be done. Some holes may need to be made bigger, some need to be added. Just know that going into it. Don't think you're gonna get it all done in an hour. Take some time and just, it'll happen. My recommendation though is I would recommend doing the front fenders first, get those all squared away, and then do the bumper. I'm sure some of you are like, well, duh, but I just got too excited, threw it all on there, and then tried to adjust it. So don't be surprised if you gotta take things on and off again multiple times. Like I said, just take your time. Overall, very happy though. Reach out to them if you have any questions. I'm sure they'll be happy to answer them for you. Or comment below if you have any questions for me on it. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right now. I've got a very long night ahead of me still. I gotta blow this all back apart, prep everything, and hopefully get it ready for the new color either tomorrow. I'm hoping for tomorrow. either way, next time you guys see it, it'll be getting its new color. So thank you guys so much for watching, and hope you guys have a great night.